Okay guys, I'm getting ready to go work out and I wanted to go ahead and talk about my hair for a second. Now, I always get questions on what I put in my hair, what do I do to my hair, am I natural, do I have perm hair, how do I keep my hair curly when it's curly, what do I put in it, do I moisturize it, is it just water, are you born like that? Okay, I'm going to answer all of the questions that anybody could possibly have about my hair right now, okay? So, the first thing is, I've been natural for this time for about 3 years. I say this time because my senior year of high school, I decided I was going to give the natural hair process a try. And I actually didn't do a perm, put any chemicals in my hair for like a year, all the way through my military training up until I got to college. So I want to say it was my second or third month in school, shortly after I met my now husband in college. So I was actually getting ready to go ahead and do what we call in the natural hair world the big chop. Basically getting rid of all the perm edges or anything that's permed or processed and dead, and just basically only having the natural hair that grows out of the head with no chemicals, no processes, no heat or anything. Well, yeah, you can put heat in it, but my point being there's no chemicals. So basically I had about, I want to say natural, when I just pulled it, I probably had about this much natural hair and then that much perm. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. So I sat down in my apartment one night and me and my boyfriend at the time, husband now, were talking, and I was like, I'm getting tired of managing. I think I'm just go ahead and cut it. And he was like, no, you won't. I'm like, I will do it. And if you know me, I'm really good or really bad or really serious when it comes to telling me I will or will not do something, because I will show you that I'll do it. So anyway, I got the scissors. I sat on the floor in front of the front room, and I just began cutting up until what I felt was curly. When I was done, I looked at myself and I was like, oh shit, kind of messed up. So I went upstairs to my neighbor. Her name is Brittany. At the time, she lived upstairs from me. And I'm pretty sure to this day she still laughs at me. I went upstairs and I was like, oh my God, I did this to my head and I don't know how to fix it. So I got her to actually cut it up and get it into a shape, some kind of shape for me. So she went ahead and did it, and I loved it. If I can go back and find pictures, I'll attach some at the end of the video, and that's if. Because I've deleted Facebook, deleted Instagram, and started over. So anyway, she cuts it, all shaped up. I like it. It's pretty. So at this point, it's like really short. I'm saying this short because I had cut it so uneven doing it myself. I had to go shorter than my actual natural hair was. So I ended up cutting off quite a bit of my hair on my own, and then going to her to fix it, she had to cut off a lot more, which was fine. It wasn't that big of a deal. So anyway, I loved it. It was curly. It was nice. It was soft. And I was like, okay, I finally did it. I was running track at the time. I'm in the Army and I was in ROTC. So the shorter hairstyle was actually working really well for me. So I'm going to say it was about 3 weeks later when my husband was at work. And I called him. I was like, it just doesn't stay. Like, I put the curls in it and it doesn't stay. It's dry. I'm like, I don't know how to make it stay moisturized. I don't know how to keep the curls consistent, keep them curly, keep them moisturized, keep them bouncy, you know. I don't know how. So he's like, oh, just leave it alone. Don't worry about it. You know, it'll just take time to get used to. So me being me, jumping ahead, I went to the beauty store and I asked, I said, what else can I put in my head to make my curls more curly, to make it grow faster, you know, just to give it more bounce. So she was actually Asian, which should have been my first sign that it was probably something she wasn't familiar with. So anyway, she's like, oh yeah, you should put a I said, now look, I'm not trying to put anything crazy. I just want something to keep my curls curly, keep them moist. She's like, oh yeah, put a texturizer. So I'm like, oh, okay, a texturizer. All right, that gotta be good. Put a texturizer. So I'm like, okay. She shows me where they are. I get a texturizer. I'm like all excited. I watch a few videos. I'm like, oh, okay, I got this. I'm ready. So I get home to my apartment and I put the texturizer in. So I'm putting it in. I'm sitting. Well, the box said actually do a test strand to make sure that your hair reacts. So I do the test strand. It curls up. I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I put the whole thing on my head. And I'm gonna say I'm waiting 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15. Now at this point, you guys, you probably listening like you left that on your head too long. Obviously, at this point, I know I left it on my head too long. So anyway, I'm feeling it. And so while I'm feeling it, I'm like, oh my God, my hair's getting really straight. So I hurry up, like run to the tub. I didn't take no clothes. I just got in the tub, jumped in, got on my knees, turned the water on. It was cold. I don't remember if it was cold. It was not. I didn't measure it. I just put my hand in the water, started rinsing it out. So I got out and I'm like, oh my God, like it's all straight. Like there's no curls. There's not a curl left in my head. Keep in mind, I just chopped all my hair off 2 or 3 weeks prior to me doing this. So now I've permed my natural hair because I left it in too long. So basically I could have 2 weeks ago tried that and had long permed hair at least, but now I have short permed hair. So it ended up being, after it was flat ironed, after it was straightened, about this short. So it was like really short, about that short. So I went to my sister about an hour away, and her name's Thea. She cut it for me into like a style. But anyway, when it happened, this is the part of the story that most people get a kick out of. When it happened, I called my then boyfriend. I was like, oh my God, he was at work. I'm like, oh my God. And I was crying. He's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I tried to put this thing in my hair and it straightened all my hair. And his response was, you should have listened to me, waited till I got home, and I could have told you what it was. But because you always got to jump the broom, jump the gun, you just went ahead and you did it by yourself, and now you just stuck with it. So I ended up, no, matter of fact, I don't even think I called. I think I went up there. And he's like, it don't even look that bad. I'm just like, oh my, it's so short. Because, I mean, I was fine with having short hair and it being natural and having something to go forward with. But I had short hair and it was perm, which wasn't my goal. So anyway, I deal with it. I have to wait a couple months. So this was 2012. So I have to wait for a while for me to get a little bit more length. And then I went ahead and did the big chop again. I want to say almost the end of 2013, I did a big chop again. 13 or 14. One of them, 13 or 14, I went ahead and I did the big chop again. And this is now. Now, I've cut my hair tons of times since then. Probably more times than I should have. Basically, every time I went to get a touch up or just get a trim, they'd always find a way to just snip to my hair's back in the same spot. Like, so for the longest, I couldn't get my hair to pass up my chin. Like, so for the longest, I couldn't get my hair any longer than this point. So finally, like my husband one day, I came back from the salon, and he's like, every time you go, you come back with short hair. Why do you keep cutting your hair? I was like, because every time I go, they tell me I need to get my hair cut. Now, I don't know if y'all are familiar with the situation, but every time you go, they always want to chop. Like beauticians that deal with your hair, they really like to use scissors. So I had to start going and telling them I don't want you to cut anything. And what got me into that habit is I went with my cousin Sierra to her hairstylist. She did my hair and she barely cut off anything. And at that point, I was like, okay, now I know what I need to tell people. Because my cousin, she was like, no, she knows better. Because my cousin has natural hair. It's really long, really thick. And she's like, this is the only woman I've been going to, like, since I've been going to get my own hair done and getting it done professional. And she knows, like, she doesn't cut my hair. So I'm like, all right, Sierra, like, look, I really don't want. She's like, Asha, trust me. She knows she won't cut your hair short. I'm like, okay. So I go. I was actually pregnant with my son at the time. It was around like 2 days before Christmas. So I go, she cuts my hair, and it was beautiful. Like, it was all flat ironed and pretty. She went ahead and I couldn't do dye because I was pregnant, but she went ahead and rinsed it black, and it came out really nice. I actually believe I have that picture that I can probably link right here. Right. Okay. So anyway, I went ahead and I got that trim, and I've been on and off with trying to keep up with my hair. So it's been times where I go like twice a month. I mean, every 2 months. And then sometimes like this time, I haven't went. This time I went and I got about probably 1.5 inches trimmed off. So my hair was probably about right here before I got it cut. But it was so uneven from me not going for 5 to 6 months. Because last time I got my hair done is when I got this color. And that was when my son was like 2 months. He'll be 9 months this month on the 24th. So going more often is actually definitely going to help like a lot. I got to hurry. My natural light is going away. So anyway, right now, my routine is I actually use different natural hair products, but for the most part I use what's called Miss Jessie's, and I use a lot of Eco Gel, and I'll try to link both of those below in the description box, and also link pictures, so I'll try to have them pop up somewhere right here. So Eco Gel and Miss Jessie's products, and I also have become a huge fan of Carol's Daughters. So those two things is really what I use, and I use like a leave-in conditioner. And that's basically what I use. I haven't mastered the wash and go at all because I've done it once and it came out to where I'm like, okay, I can wear this in public. But all the other times, they have never came out the way I wanted them to. Not like you see the YouTubers do and they're all like bouncy curls. My hair never come out like that. It never comes out like that. So anyway, that's all I put in my hair. I probably leave in the leave-in conditioner. But otherwise, there's nothing fancy, no special routine I do. I don't tie my hair up most nights. So that's basically my natural hair journey. And like I said, this is 2.5 years, almost 3 years, but with continuous cutting. So I'm pretty sure by now my length could have been way more than it is now, but because I always go and let people cut it and listen to them and not go in my own mind, this is the result, which is, I mean, it's fine with me because I don't really mind, but I think my husband wants to see me with like longer hair. So I would enjoy having long hair, just to know that I could grow long hair, because I never get past a certain point. So I'm really excited to see what my natural hair journey takes me next. Trying to get better with doing more natural hairstyles. I'm usually one for the puff. I do a really high puff, a really tight puff, or really loose puffs. And that's really what I do with my natural hair. I don't really do much more than that because I don't have the etiquette to do hair. I can't flat iron hair. I can't braid hair. I can't do anything but ponytails and a little girl, which is fine with me. So I always got to go somewhere else to get my hair done. And it always turns out, for the most part, I'm very particular about my hair. So as long as you're not chopping me bald and you're listening to what I'm saying, I'm pretty easy when it comes to my hair. I don't like big curls. This is basically what I do. I don't do anything too serious with it. I bump the ends and that's it. Second thing I'm going to show you guys is how I wear my hair when I work out. So when I have a flat iron, like I worked out yesterday and I'm getting ready to go work out now. How do you keep your hair flat and flat ironed whenever you go work out? So all I do, hold on. So all I do, you guys, is take my hair, and I'm showing you the exact process I do when I work out. All I do is take my hair, comb it all up. I'm a little nappy naps, and nicky necks, little kinkles and kinks from the day. Take it, and I put it in a ponytail because some girls will work out with their hair down, and I don't know how in the world they do it. No idea, but I'm not gonna be the one to find out because hair irritates me. So the worst thing is that I paid $65, $7 a text to get my hair done. So I would hate to sweat out my silk press 3 days after I got it done. But am I not supposed to work out until like my hair is curly again? No. So you have to find a way. So what I use are these scrunchies, hair ties, whatever you want to call them, but there's like no wire on them. Like there's no hard metal wire, so it's not gonna break your hair at all. So I always put my hair in a ponytail when I work out. So I put it in a ponytail with this, and like I said, if you don't have these and you're natural, if you have any kind of hair and you don't have these, you should probably go invest in it because it doesn't hurt. And when you know how you use regular ponytail holders, you put it in, and once you take it out, you have the ponytail mark. Now you got to put more heat in your hair. So this flat iron has been in my hair for 3 days now. I haven't put any more heat in my hair. And that's basically what you want to be able to do when you're natural. Second thing I do, you guys, and I'm losing my natural light, so I have to hurry. Second thing I do is I put on one of these headbands. It's like an elastic, kind of like workout material. And I put that over my head, and I make sure I get it on my edges because basically that's where the sweat is and that's where you want to stop it. So I put it here. And this is how I wear it. I wear it to the gym like this. And then when I'm done working out, I wait probably 30 minutes to an hour if I take it out before I take it off. So I give it time for my hair to dry because you sweat. And if you're like me, you don't wash your hair every single day. I probably wash my hair like every week and a half, if that. It's more when I'm natural, but like right now, I didn't pay $60 for me to wash this out the next day. So anyway, I put this on and I leave it on after I'm done working out because of the sweat for probably about 30 minutes to an hour, or I may fall asleep and leave it. That way it gives it time to dry, and when I release my hair, it's not all crinkled and curled back up from sweating because I'm natural. Another thing you can do is, since mine's 3 days old, I probably won't put any product in my hair. But when it's like the 6th, 7th day, and I know it's wearing off, I'll get I use my olive oil smooth and hold pudding, and I just take it and I put it on my edges. So I lay my edges down and I put that on there just to help with a little bit extra hold. Like I said, I don't do it all the time. I wait till my hairstyle is about to wear off, getting a little old, and that's when I do it. So that's all I got, you guys. I just wanted to go over you, just give a quick little description, a little story time on my natural hair process. And if there's anything else you guys have or any other questions you may want to give to me, or any suggestions you have for natural hairstyles, easier products, let me know. So just comment below, let me know, give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys next time.